My name's Emilie Bausager and I've been selected as one of the young designers to design a garden at RHS Tatton this year. I've named the garden Rehearse Garden and it's being built in aid of the Shooting Star Children's Hospice. The garden is inspired by a rooftop garden in Copenhagen that I visited at the radio building, which is now the Music Conservatory of Denmark. The building was designed by Wilhelm Lauritsen, and the landscape architect Gudmund Nyland Brands designed the rooftop garden and other outdoor spaces. When I visited the garden, something that really struck me was as I walked through the curving paths and spaces of the rooftop, many of the students at the Music Conservatory were rehearsing different songs and pieces, and they layered on top of each other to create this kind of disjointed song, almost like a chorus line as you walked through the space. This was something that I found really inspiring to mix with the lines and architecture of the actual garden, and I wanted to recreate this in my own garden. Parts of the garden used shape and form in an interesting way that I thought really reflected the musical sounds that I was hearing as I walked through the space. Within my own garden, I've tried to recreate this sense of experiencing music in a visual and physical way by having certain architectural, sculptural elements to be protruding out of the planting. Again, there's a cyclical path that follows the route around the garden. And there are other more graphic elements, such as the brickwork in the walls, that create a constant beat as you look and walk around the space. Although the rooftop garden that I took inspiration from was public, I wanted to represent all the inspiration that I had gotten in a residential setting. I wanted to imagine a musician's home in a bustling city space. And as you walk through this green garden, you can kind of relax and get ready to unwind after experiencing all the chaos of walking through an urban environment. An architectural style that I tend to draw inspiration from is the brutalist style. They use a lot of heavy concrete walls and architectural features, and that's something that I'm really inspired to see mixed with soft, overgrown and naturalistic planting. But I want to try and address that type of architecture in a more eco-friendly way. So I've been trying to use other materials and elements that still are in keeping with that style, but are more forward-thinking towards what people want within an eco-friendly garden nowadays. Part of designing in the environmentally friendly way with this garden in particular is that I've imagined it as a 2-car parking space at the front of a small urban house. Instead of 2-car spaces, you're then able to plant a full garden of planting and create more biodiversity and a habitat for wildlife. One of the main problems for me personally when building the garden has actually been COVID, as I'm usually based in Denmark and Copenhagen, and I've had to design the whole garden basically over the phone on FaceTime. I haven't been able to visit nurseries, I haven't been able to visit manufacturers or any suppliers, so it's really been a different experience than what I'm used to when I'm designing other gardens and spaces, as I really prefer to be hands-on. I think it's definitely been a massive help to have Rory Tomset from Actual Landscapes, my contractor, who's been helping me. Yeah, just everyone being really understanding and trying to figure out things the best they could. To be selected to do a show garden is such a great experience and opportunity, as normally when I'm working with other clients, residential or commercial, there's a brief, there's a specific location, and there's just a whole set of parameters that kind of don't let you experience or express your design in a way that you sometimes would like to. It's just really exciting to be able to experiment and push the boundaries of what I think garden design can be.